Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and the emergency maintenance has finally been lifted. You can log back into Marvel Future Fight, but I believe the maintenance was finished after the daily reset. So yes, if you did not do your dailies yesterday, like me, you just lost all of that. So that's why there is a pretty generous compensation in the game. Keep in mind, I lost all my dailies, so I'm right there with you if you did as well. But there's a lot more to cover besides just lost dailies. We have, suspensions, the misconception around bans and things like that. And I want to explain all of that going forward because there's a lot to get to, and I've already gotten a lot of messages. So for those of you that don't know what's going on, I'm going to catch you guys up really quickly. Essentially, there was emergency maintenance that had to be initiated about an hour and a half after the update went live. So an hour and a half, 90 minutes after the Black Order update was out, they took the game into maintenance for the better part of like 8 or 9 hours. It was a really long time, and the reason why they did that is because there was a bug, there was an unintended consequence in the story mode fragment combine. And so when you went to combine fragments here, when you hit combine here at the bottom, like when you went to this page and you hit combine, you would get basically a 100% chance to get the best item, like a premium item. So I did 2 openings of this chest. I got 2 Odin's Blessings. I went over and did 1 opening of the All War. I got a premium card, and then I went over to the Dimensional Clash and I did an opening here and I got a CTP of Judgment. I don't have those items anymore. They've been removed from my account, but that is essentially why the game had to go into maintenance. There are screenshots and there are videos of players pulling literally hundreds of premium cards, Odin's Blessings, and CTPs. So it was obviously an absurd bug. Now, here's the thing. Everyone, regardless of whether you use this bug or not, regardless of whether you lost your dailies or not, everyone is going to be getting 100 energy, a 6-star hero chest like a random 6-star character or bios, 50 boost points, and 1,000 crystals. The 1,000 crystals is the big part here, and you have to contextualize this 1,000 crystals further by realizing that this is happening on the day of an update. So they are, it's pretty generous, everything considered. This is where you can find the apology compensation maintenance. You go over to your inbox, you go over to notice, and then it's the maintenance completion reward 2. So yeah, 1,000 crystals is a lot. It's even more than a lot when you consider the fact that this is coming right on the same day within 24 hours of an update that is giving us 4 new uniforms. So you can essentially get one of those uniforms for free. Now, not everyone is going to be happy about this. Some people would have preferred to get their 5 World Boss Ultimate runs or World Boss Legend runs like me, or get their 10 tokens from GBR or their 500 card crafting cubes. I get that, but I think this is a reward that's going to make sense for the majority of players, right? Even things like compensation have to be talked about by the development team to sort of figure out something that's going to be fair and equal to the vast majority of players. But remember, you can't always, in any situation, it's almost impossible to even please every single person, right? They've got millions of players, so it's impossible to please everybody, but that's the way it is. I got 256 group bios. There you go, that's what it is. Also, I'm just going to cover this really quickly since we're here in my inbox. You may have hit acquire all on your gift tab and noticed that you have a very large amount of gold. So we're going to scroll through this, and we're going to see that I have 29 million gold being given to me. What's that, Alex? What's going on? Is this another bug? Am I going to get banned or suspended? No. This is a refund for the upgrades that I made years ago to the Shield Support Lab, or just the Shield Lab. I upgraded the antimatter device, the antimatter generator, to level 15, and I upgraded my warp device to about level 13, 12 or 13. So they're giving every player that upgraded those 2 pieces of content that are gone now forever, they're giving us that gold back. That's a crazy thing to do considering I spent that gold like 4 years ago. So again, anybody who's talking about these devs being greedy, how about the compensation not being enough, you're absolute clowns, man. They've been doing such a good job with this game, and it's honestly a shame that this happened and that they had to go through this, because they really deserve so much praise for this update. They really deserve so much praise for the new crafting system, and I really don't want, and I'm going to try my hardest not to let this blemish affect their track record, because honestly I think the devs have been absolutely killing it. They didn't have to refund us for this, man. maybe some players who very recently upgraded the antimatter generator and the warp device. Sure, I did this. Most players did this like 2, 3, 4 years ago. Nobody was expecting a refund for that. So it's crazy. It's really, really good. So anyways, that is why you have those rewards in your inventory. However, there is a darker side, or there is sort of a, worst case scenario to this situation. So I'm going to go over to Twitter here now. I apologize if anyone didn't want their tweets shown, but this is public anyways. So I just want to, show you that there's actually people that are getting affected by this. Nobody got banned, so I want to say that off the bat. People are not actually getting banned. Your account is just being temporarily suspended because they can't take the items back. Now, it's hard for me to prove that they took the items away, but just believe me when I tell you I haven't really been on my account for very long since the maintenance is over, and I don't have the premium card that I got, the extra Luna Snow card. It's gone. It's just not on my account. I didn't use it. It's just gone. And the extra CTP of Judgment that I had is also gone. I never locked it. I never bothered to lock it before the maintenance appeared. So yeah, and it's gone as well. And then the 2 Odin's Blessings, again, they were Odin Blessings that I had already. It was a Steel and Insight, I think. I'm pretty sure those were removed as well. I had more than one of each, so that's why it's not showing up as being completely gone. But yeah. The reason why, so I'm going to cover this here. Some people are tweeting me saying, hey, I'm being suspended, or I'm being banned from the game for a year, 365 days and 8 hours. This is a temporary suspension. So it says here suspension. It doesn't say banned. It's a bit confusing. And it also says temporarily suspended. So the reason why they're temporarily suspending some accounts and not others, they're not playing favorites. They're not suspending my account because I'm a content creator. The reason why they're suspending some accounts and not suspending other accounts is that they were able to remove the items from my account like that. Because I didn't spend any of the items, I didn't equip any of the items, they can very easily access my inventory and just suck the items back into, just delete the items. You may not believe me, but that is how it works in the game. If you equipped the items, something as simple as equipping the item suddenly changes how the data is stored because it's stored locally. So it becomes a whole different mess on how to extract that piece of information without damaging or corrupting the account. And they don't want to completely bungle your account and then have to deal with trying to reconstruct your account from scratch or whatever. That would just take weeks, and that would be an absolute headache. So that's the problem. So I guarantee if you have been suspended, I'm not saying that this is the best solution, and I'm not saying that I don't feel sorry for you, but what I am saying is that I guarantee if you're seeing this pop up when you open the game, it's because you used the fragment chest. You opened up the fragment chest, you got a CTP or a premium card or an Odin's Blessing, and then you went ahead and used that item. You used it by equipping it on a character, like let's say you pulled a CTP, you equipped it on a character, or an Odin's Blessing, you equipped the Odin's Blessing on a character, or in the case of a premium card, you either equipped the premium card or you used it in a craft combine reroll. So for example, I didn't do this, but if I had gone here, and if I had used that Luna card to craft combine and change the stats on my baby Spidey, I would have gotten a temporary suspension because now that card has disappeared from my account, but I still used the bug, so they have to use other means and they have to go, a different route to sort of get that item back from me. So that is why that is the case. And they actually explain it on the forums. If we go back here, it says at the bottom, some agents, so some players, regarding the combined fragment chest issue have been temporarily restricted from access to the game. We will further announce after an additional investigation of these agents. They even highlight and change the font size on temporarily. They are not trying to ban you guys. So people running to the forums, people spreading misinformation, I've been permanently banned, I've been scammed by Netmarble. Guys, they're doing the best that they can in this situation. Just have a little bit of patience. I know it sucks that you can't access the game, but maybe you should have, there wasn't a large window of time. Okay, we're talking about 90 minutes. Even if you figured out about this story mode craft combine thing, right? Even if you figured out about the fragment chests, the very first minute of the update being live, you only had 89 more minutes. You had less than 90 minutes to take advantage of it. And in that time, not only did you grab those items, but then you used them. I'm not blaming you, but I'm saying, you know, you do have to acknowledge your role in the situation. Nobody asked you to use that card to combine. Nobody asked you to equip those Odin's Blessings or equip that CTP or whatever, right? So yeah, for future reference, when you're talking about mobile games, it's better to err on the side of safety if you are obtaining items that you feel may be obtained illegitimately. The easiest thing for you that you can do for the devs, if they're gonna take those items back, don't spend the items, right? If you're trying to be cheeky, if you're trying to game the system further, this is sort of what ends up happening, and it ends up costing you more than you thought it was going to cost you. I'm not saying that anyone was trying to do it on purpose, right? Oh, they can't take the items away from me if I use them. I don't think that was anyone's intention, okay? I'm just saying there's a difference, right? There's a difference between players who were able to have the items removed immediately, like I never used the items, they're gone, they're not on my account, and players who use them and now Netmarble, you know, the MFF devs have to figure out a way to get those items back. So yeah, so there's actually going to be additional rewards regarding this maintenance. So that 1,000 crystals is not the whole shebang, which is interesting. And they give us a little bit more of an update at 10 a.m. for those of you that want to know as well. They basically explained what happened. I don't want to read this in detail, but they basically just confirmed what we said about you know, agents have been able to acquire large amounts of high value items by just combining fragments, just, you know, basically what we already knew. And then as a result, we have decided to take measures to withdraw the target items. So they basically rolled back the items out of your account. We ask for your consideration as this decision was made over server rollback to reduce damage to the least for agents that have properly played the game after the update. So this is actually really good. So you can basically see it as, you know, the players who have been temporarily suspended because they used the items, this is the only other option that they had besides doing a full server rollback. A full server rollback would have been more messy because it also would have affected players who didn't do anything at all. So players who were asleep, players who didn't even log in, players who logged in and played but didn't use the story mode craft combining, all of those players would have been affected and had their stuff rolled back, right? So yeah. At least in this case, it doesn't affect those players at all. So I do think they did the right thing. I didn't know that they were able to isolate it this specifically, which is good to only affect those players. But yeah, so they talked about the maintenance and they also talked about the craft system. This is interesting. And I feel like it really reflects the fact that they don't want these two things to be confused. And I do want to just cover this one more time in case people are confused or thought it was the same thing. So the issue in the game had to do with these pieces of content here, and specifically these chests that you can craft and make. The problem, the bug in the game, or whatever it was, whatever you want to call it, the glitch, had nothing to do with this here. This piece of content is working as intended. And if you don't know, I'm gonna make a full video on it, but if you don't know, this craft thing is so good, it is crazy. I'm gonna give you guys a really brief example. But for, you know, just off the bat, the comic card one of the most important pieces of content, or one of the most important pieces of account upgrading that you can do is upgrading your comic cards, crafting your comic cards. And of course, we always say we need more ways to farm cards. This is insane. So I'm just going to do a 10 pull right here. It's going to cost me 100,000 gold. It's going to cost me some materials. I can actually go ahead and switch. I can switch. They did such a good job with this crafting system. It is crazy. They knocked it out of the park with this one, okay? Check out my rewards here. Really cool animation. Let's see here. Boom, 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 boom. Look at this. This was not nerfed. And this is working as intended. So I just wanted to show you guys, and I just wanted to make it clear that the crafting has not changed. And the crafting was not meant to change because the crafting is working as intended. I just got 3 5-star cards from 1 10 craft. That's half of a 6-star card. Half. This is the intended effect. So this is really, really, really good. So I urge you to take advantage of this crafting and to start crafting comic cards like this so that you can start crafting your equipped premium comic cards so that you can get pierce, you can get more of those crafted stats, and you can accelerate your progress through the game. Trust me, it will pay off in the future for you. But yeah, like I was saying, they went out of their way to say the probabilities of the craft system, so the chance to get these items that you can get in the crafting system, which a lot of players mentioned after the update, have been applied normally. They're not abnormally applied. They weren't, the rates weren't way higher than they should be. The crafting system has been prepared to help the upgrade of players, so we hope players can take advantage and give us more opinions regarding the revamped craft system. There was another rumor that they covered right here that people were able to reforge brilliant CTPs with one other CTP. That was false, and again, it's just a silly rumor. So again, I feel bad for the devs, because not only is this something that they didn't intend to happen at all, and they have to deal with the fallout now, and they have to deal with the bad press or the community backlash or whatever, but it's actually having the additional unintended result or issue where it's infecting the opinion of other systems that they've created for this update. So yeah, I really want to drive that point home, guys. This had nothing to do with the crafting system. The crafting system is amazing. I highly encourage you to check it out and sort of tinker with it, try a couple pulls here and there to see what you like. But yeah, the comic card one is amazing, especially if you need cards. But yeah, I do think that they've handled it well. The maintenance was crazy long, and I'm kind of bummed out that I lost all my dailies, like all my dailies, ABX, World Boss, everything. But it is what it is, and hopefully we can get back to normal gameplay so I can start reviewing these uniforms, etc. So hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. If you are one of the players whose account has been temporarily suspended, that sucks, and I wish you a speedy recovery. Like, I wish your account a speedy recovery. But yeah, it's something to keep in mind for the future when you play other mobile games. If you ever get items that you're unsure of whether they're, you're unsure of their legitimacy, right? You're not sure if you got them the right way. You're not sure if the reward was bugged or not. Best thing to do is not use up those rewards, because it's much easier to remove those rewards from your account if they haven't been used. If you've used them or if you've equipped them in some way, then it becomes much more difficult, especially on the Unity engine that MFF is on. It becomes much more difficult to then remove them from your account without damaging or corrupting the account. So yeah, hit me up in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.